well, Kristi Noem was fired. 1 minute ago. Noem takes. Yeah. She took the podium moments after Trump announces, but no immediate mention of her ouster. Instead, she read from prepared remarks, including reinforcing Trump's message to the State of the Union last month. Wow. Okay. That's big. That's really big. Kristi Noem? Holy shit.
Kristi Noem is out as Secretary of Homeland Security. Her departure caps a tumultuous tenure overseeing immigration enforcement tactics that have been met with protests and lawsuits, as well as a wave of criticism over the response to deadly Texas floods. On Noem's watch, masked federal officers have swept into Hispanic neighborhoods of some democratically led cities, drawing scrutiny for aggressive tactics and driving scared residents indoors. Her leadership was met with resistance following the two deadly shootings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy by federal officers amid an immigration crackdown that swept across Minneapolis and surrounding cities. Calls for her impeachment rang out in the Senate from moderates and Democrats following the shootings. Additionally, the September detention of hundreds of people at a Hyundai electric vehicle plant under construction in Georgia sparked an international incident. The administration has also moved to revoke temporary legal protections for some immigrants and expand a ban on travel for citizens of certain countries. Aside from immigration, Noem also faced criticism, including from Republicans, for the administration's response to disasters, including Texas floods that killed at least 136 people when water inundated cabins and youth camps. She was sworn in after being confirmed by the Senate on January 25, 2025.
That's huge, dude. Federal law, executive branch, Homeland Secretary. Noem's dismissal made public country social, though Trump's second term has not been marked by abrupt firings, often delivered unceremonious. Noem's dismissal was made public via Trump's favorite medium, his Truth Social account, rather than ousting people from his admin. In his second term, Trump has preferred to shift people with rocky tenures or various diplomatic posts. That's... Mullen would be fucking awful, but like... Kristi Noem was bad. Kristi Noem did not do her job well. This is fucking big. I did call it. Thank you, Calico. I called this shit. Let's see what Fox is saying about this, because this is big. Fox has always been a huge defender of Kristi. Of Miss Noem. Didn't they say she has no successor? Not yet. Not yet. This is fucking huge.
After a difficult couple of days on Capitol Hill in both the House and the Senate for Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security Secretary, she is being replaced. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen is now going to take over her job.
Okay, Mark Wayne Mullen.
The announcement on Truth Social just a short time ago. He writes, quote, "I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31st of this year. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to be Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas, which is a new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere that they're announcing on Saturday at Doral in Florida. The president says, I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland. So this comes amid reports that the president was none too pleased about the advertising campaign money that came to light during these hearings, Sandra. And
yeah, because Trump spent $200 million on advertising, and it was not known until Kristi Noem said that he approved it.
Just in the last 24 hours, we've heard a lot of rumors that Mark Wayne Mullen may be tapped for DHS, and now it appears the president has made that decision, and that's going to happen at the end of the month.
Yeah, there was some reporting leading up to this that this could be the case. No confirmation had been made by the president himself until now, but there was reports of frustration inside the White House over some of the actions taken on the part of Kristi Noem. Looking at the announcement, though, and looking at the touting President Trump does of Mark Wayne McMillan's record 10 years in the U.S. House of Representatives, 3 in the Senate. The president says he's done a tremendous job with the people of Oklahoma.
And Mark Wayne Mullen is like another Trump sycophant, so.
and pointed out somewhere he did very well. So obviously this is breaking news just now. President Trump making the formal announcement that that DHS Secretary Kristi Noem will be replaced. John.
And also the president taking note of Markwayne Mullin's status as a former undefeated professional MMA fighter, also the only Native American in the Senate. Let's bring in Jackie Heinrich. She's at the White House.
Native American, but he's white as
I guess was a little bit of a surprise.
snow.
We didn't expect it quite this soon, but it was certainly expected.
Well, you know, John, this president has been reluctant to shuffle his staff since really early in his second term when he moved National Security Advisor Mike Waltz over to Ambassador of the UN. Since then, he's kept all of his folks sort of in position, weathered whatever criticism comes their way. And Kristi Noem, the DHS Secretary, has faced a turbulent period in the last few weeks. Amid the fallout, the response to the ICE deportation campaign in Minnesota, some public statements that she made, and then most recently this week, her testimony on Capitol Hill, there were reports that her defense of her campaign, her ad campaign, $200 million in spending that prominently featured her sometimes on horseback, claiming that the president, according to these reports, had approved of that, reportedly upset him. He wasn't happy about giving the impression that he had sort of authorized that amid this broader administration effort to root out fraud. So she's being moved now into another role. The Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas, a new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere that they're announcing.
Oh, she's been given a nothing role. She's been given us, hold on. She's been given a sit down, drink your coffee, and sit at a desk role.
Kristi Noem for the last several weeks as she's faced questions about her ability to carry out her duties. He regularly pointed to the success closing the southern border, the fact that there have been no illegal immigrants caught and released into the interior of the U.S. for several months, the fact that overdoses and murders are at historic lows, and pointed to those successes to sort of boost her up and defend keeping her in place. But it seems like that testimony on Capitol Hill might have been a turning point. There were also some reports that FEMA funding that was stalled suddenly came through after questioning. And so this is a rapid development, of course, and something we didn't expect until potentially after the midterms. This is a strange time for the president to make that major.
Yeah, this is going to make... Trump did this because I think he's upset with Kristi Noem. But this does not look good for the admin. Like, it makes the admin look incredibly weak.
Jacob. But there was, sort of the writing on the wall after he elevated Tom Homan, his border czar, to take a more prominent role in the ICE deportation campaign. It's well reported that there's been a long-standing rift between Homan and Noem about how this should be handled, sort of the firmer approach versus the softer touch that Homan went in and sort of cleaned up amid all of that public scrutiny over what transpired in Minnesota. Of course, the policy still stands. The president's policy and the goal of deporting any illegal immigrant in the country and certainly prioritizing those who are guilty of crimes does still stand. But the president faced questioning about how much he wanted to defend her.
Yeah, the only way.
It seems in the past few weeks that that patience might have worn out.
Yeah, a little bit more about his replacement seems to be how when President Trump made the announcement, the focus seemed to be on his record, Jackie. This is somebody, obviously, he's putting his full support behind in making this announcement.
That's right. And Markwayne Mullin is very well liked. He does a lot of TV. He's articulate, and certainly
and he's
has
very
a lot of
evil.
relevant experience. Haven't had a chance to read through everything in this very long truth, darted up to the camera as soon as we saw it come out, or make any calls to any other officials to find out more of what has gone on, sort of the background thinking that we might not know from all of the reports that have surfaced. You tend to read that kind of thing, especially when, in newsletters, with a little bit of a grain of salt, and wonder, sure, you might ask a question of an official or two, but you don't necessarily take it as, Bible verse. So we certainly need to find out what the president's thinking was, and if it was that testimony in Capitol Hill that changed his mind, if Markwayne Mullin, some quality of his made him better positioned for a new policy objective. We still have to get those answers from them, but from just a first blush read of this news, and looking back to the reporting of the last several weeks and months that was critical of Kristi Noem, this is what we know right now.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and...
Jesus, dude.
Are there measures being taken?
Serves on the Armed Services and Appropriations Committees.
Shut up. Oh my God.
To eliminate other possible alternatives to leadership?
This is war, and we're taking out the threat. And if you're part of the threat, then you're a target.
You'll concede this is war.
We haven't declared war. They declared war on us, but we haven't.
Secretary Hicks.
We haven't declared
just
it.
now. You said this is war.
They called it war. What I was saying, okay, well, that was a misspoke, but I was saying that they declared war on us, but war is ugly. It always has been ugly. But we're taking out a regime that's been trying to attack us for quite some time.
But you're not conceding this is war.
We have declared war. So if we haven't declared war, then I don't see that. The president hasn't asked us to declare war yet, but they have declared war on us. We're just simply fighting the threat that's been at our door for 47 years.
Jesus,
Support
dude.
journalism you trust.
I mean, it's not as bad as, I mean, he speaks significantly better than Kristi Noem does, but obviously he loves murdering people.
Good to see you today. I want to throw another example out there. President Joe Biden cited Article 2 in 2021 after he ordered strikes in Iraq and Syria that he said were targeting Iranian-backed militia groups responsible for recent attacks on U.S. personnel in Iraq. So these aren't the first steps like this that we've seen. I've got a whole list here.
Well, in 2016, Barack Obama dropped 26,000 bombs in 6 different countries, and not one.
True, and not one Democrat will call him out on that.
Time did the Democrats say that he needed to come to Congress to inform or ask permission. The truth is
that's not true, though.
This Kane War Power Act is only the 11th time it's been used in the history of the 50 years of it being available. What's interesting about that is 5 of the 11 has been done this year. Not
whoa. The War Powers Act hasn't been around. When was Powers passed? Oh, he said 50 years. I thought he said 250 years.
One time has it been done under
years.
the Obama administration or the Biden administration. And I want to answer this
because there's like a difference in scale.
Harris, if I can.
But this is a really easy attack for them to make on Democrats.
Hakeem Jeffrey said that Libya is much different than Iran. Yes, I'll agree with that. Libya wasn't a direct threat to us. That was during the Arab Spring. Gaddafi was, yes, a nuisance. He was a problem, but he wasn't being the world sponsor of terror like the Ayatollah in this murderous regime. He hadn't been attacking us for 40 years since November of 1979, all the way up until last year. There's a huge difference. Iran is and was a threat to us, and they had killed and injured thousands of Americans for 47 years, and President Trump is the first president through 7 presidencies to finally have the backbone to end the threat.
Well, look, as you get ready for, or we all are going to get ready to watch this vote around 4 p.m. Eastern.
It feels like a guy who would have a mugshot from January 6th. Yes, he is.
Today. What should we expect? We know John Fetterman.
I'm pretty sure he was like backing Trump on Jan 6 as well. But I mean, Jan 6 isn't even like a talking point. Was inside the White House chamber, helped barricade doors, try to de-escalate the situation. Ryder, he witnessed fatal shooting of Ryder, praised. I mean, he was there in the Senate when it happened.
And I think it falls along just a majority, but wouldn't you hope it would be more than one Democrat?
And Mullen will defend those people.
Who would join this?
You would, because they're not arguing the fact that Iran was a threat to us. They're not arguing the fact that every president since 1979 has been warning about the aggressive behavior of Iran. They can't even argue the fact that Iran was actively trying to get a nuclear weapon, actively building their missile arson, and it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when they were going to try to hit our homeland, because they'd been hitting our assets all around the region. And so they're not arguing the fact that it needs to be done.
It's because Democrats and the Biden administration didn't do anything, literally nothing about Jan 6.
The difference between now and say the past president, whether it be it Biden or be it Obama, is the person that took the action. They just hate President Trump, no matter what he's doing. And this should be a time we should rally around the president of the United States for protecting our interest home and abroad and getting rid of the person that's been coming after us for 47 years with proxy.
He talks that's scary, dude. He talks so much better than Kristi Noem did. That's scary. I mean, I called it. Reacting to Noem's ouster. Good riddance on social media. 2 U.S. citizens were killed by federal agents in Minneapolis. Yeah.
Group, plus directly affecting us every single day.
Look, I had a former Iranian hostage on yesterday. He was actually the youngest taken at the time in 1979, 20 years old. And I was watching his X feed today. He's rooting for America. He's rooting for the president. Of course, you root for your country. And
of course
interesting,
you do.
Yeah. I mean, interesting.
Unless you're part of this Democrat, unless you're part of this Democrat Party.
Thank you. Thousands of Americans.
Jesus. Oh, well, good fucking riddance, dude. Good riddance.
The one who dies with the most toys wins.
Look at this amazing demonstration.
I want
is deep. The president has to end the violence and rein in ICE.
What would you need to confirm Senator Mullen to this position? Do you need assurance?
This is a problem of policy, not personnel. The rot is deep. No one person can straighten this up until the president changes the whole agency, stops the violence, and reigns.
Then, my good sir, why did you push to end the shutdown?
In ICE.
What do you think about his selection of Senator Mullen to lead this?
I told you, this is not an issue of personnel. It's an issue of policy. The rot is way deep down. It transcends any one individual.
Mr. Leader, some Democrats are saying that they think this might make it easier for your negotiations on.
That's up to them. They've been stonewalling us.
But you're in the negotiations.
They've been stonewalling us on the most important issues, and those have to change, and they have to change them.
Well,
we have to change them by legislation, because any one person, I don't trust any one person being in charge of this agency as long as Trump is president, given the policies he's espoused, given how ICE has been structured. The rot is deep.
Does that mean the Democrats are going to block any nominee from getting through?
As I said, he's got to change the whole policies in ICE.
Yeah. Good riddance, Noem. See you fucking later, bitch. Kristi Noem was fired. It's good news. It's good news. I really hope Democrats, like, if we just constantly block this is a huge opportunity for Democrats. I don't think they're going to take it, but Jesus Christ, this is a good thing.